Why do you want to be a lobby boy?
Who wouldn't? At the Grand Budapest, sir.
And so my life began. Junior lobby boy in training under the strict command of Monsieur Gustav H.
There are many filmmakers in the industry that end up developing a very distinct look to their body of work. One that audiences will instantly recognize and come to either love or hate, depending on your own subjective taste and views on the specific content. These filmmakers are known as auteur filmmakers and include some of Hollywood's biggest names. Names like Alfred Hitchcock, Christopher Nolan, Quentin Tarantino, among others. Writer and director Wes Anderson is also among those world-famous auteur filmmakers and has created a signature style known by audiences everywhere.
Who are you?
I'm Zero, sir. The new lobby boy.
Zero, you say?
Yes, sir.
Well, I've never heard of you, never laid eyes on you. Who hired you?
This is a typical result of auteur filmmaking, referenced by Timothy Corian in The Commerce of Auteurism. There he states, to respond to a movie as primarily or merely a Spielberg film is, after all, often the pleasure of refusing an evaluative relationship to it. An auteur film today seems to aspire more and more to a critical tautology, capable of being understood and consumed without being seen." End quote. With this idea in mind, when I think of Wes Anderson, my mind is instantly transported into his world of films. Films that are known for their fantasy-like quality of worlds with bright colors and distinct color palettes. Films that have exceptionally symmetrical framing and comedic moments which mask stories of heartache, drama, and tragedy.
Serge X missing. Deputy Kovacs also missing. Madam D dead. Boy with apple stolen by us. Dmitri and Joplin ruthless, cold-blooded savages. Gustav H at large. What else?
Zero, confused.
Zero, confused indeed. The plot thickens, as they say. Why, by the way? Is it a soup metaphor?
I don't know.
The 2014 release of the Grand Budapest Hotel, with its all-star ensemble, perfectly encapsulates the picturesque world crafted by Anderson. His signature style is in full force here, as he tells the tale of a failing hotel and its lonely owner, all wrapped up in whimsical framing that makes the harsher moments of the narrative more digestible.
Who's got the throat slitter?
In a story that spans many decades, Anderson distinctively separates the narrative as stories within other stories, by his usage of frames within frames. With his ever-changing aspect ratios and differing color palettes, Anderson conveys a variety of emotional themes throughout the story. Andrew Sarris writes in his notes on auteur theory that there are three main premises to auteur theory. He says that they may be visualized as three concentric circles: the outer circle as technique, the middle circle personal style, and the inner circle the interior meaning. While I find Wes Anderson's body of work utilizing all three of these pieces of criteria throughout his career, the Grand Budapest Hotel is that one film where Anderson has taken his visual style to the max, and can be seen as a sort of calling card for what his films will ultimately come to be in the future, and what they've been known to be in the past.
Really are. I don't know what sort of cream they've put on you down at the morgue, but I want some.
Sarris expands on how one considers a filmmaker to be an auteur after all. He states that, over a group of films, a director must exhibit certain recurrent characteristics of style which serve as his signature, something Wes Anderson has done time and time again. For Wes Anderson, this can be seen in his use of color across his films, in which they convey specific meaning about the emotional state of the characters and the relationship they share with each other on screen. This can also be seen in the way that he frames and edits his films, constantly creating portraits of his characters by framing them precisely. Symmetrical shots, which resemble living pieces of art, can also be seen in his films, and of course the consistent theme of tragedy masked by comedy.
If I learn you ever once laid a finger on my mother's body, living or dead,
I go to bed with all my friends.
I chose Wes Anderson's The Grand Budapest Hotel as an example of auteur theory because not only does it happen to be one of my favorite Wes Anderson releases to date, but I felt that this film perfectly captures the idea of what it means to be an auteur filmmaker.